Hi there, Aaron Decken here. Please do not be afraid of my work attire as opposed to my comfy clothes attire. Here in a couple of weeks, I've got to talk to some teachers who are getting Mimios installed. For those that don't know, it's essentially a device that turns any whiteboard into a smartboard. And so I'm going to talk about, just briefly, literally walking them through them getting their software and hardware installed and just to turn it on and start playing. So my transfer of knowledge will be working to get a group of teachers, educators, to a point where they can at least tinker with and play with the technology. This first, at least, lecture or discussion will not be to teach them necessarily how to use it. That's coming later. They're basically going to be taught how to do it. They're going to go back to rooms and toy and play with things, excuse me, and then come back with questions and a discussion, and we'll go back through some more advanced things later on. The later sessions will be a little bit more guided. Do they want to use it for PowerPoint? Do they want to use it for presentations or printing off device information? Do they want to do it, use it for whatever it is? That's what the afternoon little specialized information is about. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's what I will be discussing today. Okay, so we have all recently gotten a Mimio device both installed to our projector, like mine behind me, and installed on your computers, which you have out in front of you. I want to start with really just how to turn on, how to begin, and how to start being able to tinker with the technology. So the first thing that I want to point out is, on mine, a couple of things that have been installed. IT has put two things that should now show up on your desktop. Mimio Studio Gradebook, which is one of the aspects that we'll be discussing this afternoon, and Mimio Studio Notebook, which is what I'm going to talk about getting you into, at least, to start tinkering with and playing with. So as you look at your own laptops in front of you, you should have both of these installed on your desktop now. The other things that have been installed are hardware devices that are now connected to your short throw. The first is, and I'll be bringing this into view in a little bit, the device that turns your whiteboard into a projector. You'll see a little bit more about that. And the second piece of hardware you got is your USB hookup. Now you're going to lose me for a little bit because I'm going to go connect this to my laptop. But you will need all three of these things in order to begin tinkering with and playing with your Mimio device. So the first thing that I'm going to do, this is when you'll lose me for a little bit, I'm going to go plug this into my USB port, and what I'm going to do is simply open up Mimio Studio Notebook. Okay, with any luck, that is up and running. The next thing that you'll need to do is you'll want to bring your hardware over to the edge of where you want to present. It doesn't necessarily have to be right on the edge. It kind of depends on where your projector is. So I've got a full wall of whiteboards. My projector is kind of in the middle of one, and the device that is now here, it's on magnets. You just move it, it adheres right to your whiteboard. It's too far away if I leave it off to the side. But I don't want it here when I'm not using my smartboard. It gets in the way. So it's nice. It's got this cord here. They've installed it for you. Hopefully, if there is some kind of if you don't like where it is, talk to the buildings and grounds, talk to the custodians, and they'll come in and rearrange it for you. but I've moved my device over here, and this is what it looks like when I open up the Mimio notebook. So, the first thing that you need to do is push the top button here, okay? I'm going to hold off because I want to give a little bit of explanation about what this device is, but we're going to do what's called calibrating your whiteboard. And that's so this works. And the easiest way to wrap your head around what we are doing here is to simply consider this a mouse. We're all smart people here. We know how to use the touchpad on our laptops. We know that a mouse moves a cursor and has 2 buttons. And if you simply consider this your mouse and this your computer, then the Mimio device becomes very, very easy to use and very, very easy to understand. This is your little pen. It's got its own battery. It charges. It sits right here on the side of the Mimio. There's a little magnet that holds it close. There are 2 buttons. And although it does a little bit more than your mouse buttons, essentially it's right click, left click. Okay, so essentially it works exactly the same way. But in order for it to work on your whiteboard, which is not a smart board yet, you need to push the top button here. It looks like a scope on a sniper rifle. You push the top button. I say you push the top button. My power cord is a little loose. I hope that you folks never have this problem. My power cord has been giving me a little bit of a fit. And so it doesn't want to necessarily plug in the right way. I'm glad that this is happening in front of everyone, so you can see me struggle with my technology. So right now it's got no light because my power isn't connecting well. There we go. If it's connected, it will have a green light. If it's on but not connecting, it will have a yellow light. So I'm going to push the top button. There we go. Awesome. As you can see, I just rigged the cord. It's now sitting a little bit better. Now this screen comes up. What it says is press stylus on the center of each calibration point. This is your stylus, and all you're going to do is find the center of the X. This is why you move the device over, so it gets calibrated to this space. Doesn't take a lot. You're just gently pressing your stylus. And now, excuse me, and now your stylus is exactly your cursor. This is where I wanted to get you to today. You've got 30 minutes, and I was promised to take up 10 or less, because I want those last 20 minutes, which I realize doesn't sound like a ton, but I wanted those last 20 minutes to be used playing with this device. My teacher phone is going on.